have a 6-star rank 1 level 1 Goldpool showcase here. I'm not leveling him up because I'm waiting for a level event. I'm stoked because I have him for the synergy with Nick Fury, which lets you purify one of the attrition masteries for a free heal, which is awesome. Beyond that, he does have some nice values, but really it's just having the 5,6-star version that I'm the most excited about. This is probably the biggest value, and it is the taunt you place every time you land 20 hits without being struck. This puts the opponent at about 3 bars of power. So theoretically, with some flexible or easygoing AI on like an all or nothing with no extra power gain, this taunt would be sufficient to bait specials. It does mean Goldpool is technically an option for the Captain America Infinity War on the destructive feedback SP1, SP2, SP3. You could use Goldpool there. It is an option. It's just not exactly ideal. But hey, maybe one day when I got him ranked up, I'll jump in and try to grab that meme solo. Additionally, every time you heavy, you refresh that taunt. So every 20 hits and every time you heavy, you can keep it up very easily. Essentially, you just need to get 1 or 2 heavies in between combos, and then you'll refresh the taunt. And then once you get back to 40, you don't have to worry about refreshing it. You just hit the new combo mark. Now here, what I've done is I refresh my taunt and then drop my L2. It's automatically going to stun Winter Soldier here because it has a 100% chance to stun the first time you use it every fight. After that, it's 25%, and then you let Goldpool finish off his dance animation, and you're going to get this 40-second prowess, which is going to really help your damage output over the course of the fight. And then from here, I'm going to ramp up to an SP3. Now, Goldpool does have the ability to stun lock, especially if you're using like the right champions and the synergies, or at least get an excessive amount of stuns off of his SP1 versus non-robot male champions, Winter Soldier being the easiest punching bag. Shout out to KT1, who did make sure that Bucky will never have little Bucky Juniors, if you've seen that video. But from here, what I'll be doing is ramping up to an SP3. Now, the reason I'm ramping up to an SP3 after launching the SP2 is that Goldpool calls up the devs and says, hey, you need to refresh my buffs. And essentially, he 100% chance to inflict a bleed as well as refresh his prowess and regeneration buffs. So this prowess buff, which was 40 seconds long and is plenty long enough to properly ramp back up to an SP3, if you had just like a little bit of power or the opponent is playing into you and has relatively short specials, you can manage. So I refresh the prowess, I'm able to come back in, and I'm going to come out of here and just kind of show you that you can stun cheese the Winter Soldier a little bit. I'm not running any of the power gain synergies or tech boost or mutant boost or anything like that, and that would definitely make it way easier or at least more sustainable, because you're going to see here I get like, I think 2, maybe 3 special ones off, but it's a nice little amount of extra damage you can get. Maybe you're in a pickle, the opponent's at an SP3 and you're just SOL trying to get the most out of it. You can jump in and launch these SP1s. I think at one point I go for like a greedy 3-hit. The timing on the 3-hit is a little dicey, just because you're hitting into him as he's coming out of the stun, so he could straight L3 launch and you're just SOL. You're going to see here, pretty good damage output. This is, again, a 6-star rank 1 level 1, so I don't even really have the stats in him, but you can get really good damage output there. So from here, the only thing I really want to showcase beyond all of that is the fact that Goldpool's regeneration can be re-triggered using the L3. Again, it refreshes both the prowess and the regeneration. So this is more useful if the Goldpool is awakened, because when he's awakened and sigged up, he procs regeneration at 35% health, but even unawakened, he procs regeneration at 15% health, and it's a nice healthy dose of health. I want to say it's like 15% or something. It's 8,000 health for the 6-star maxed out. It's a pretty good dose. So I skipped here to when I'm at low enough health. I'm just going to bait out a heavy to trigger the regen. You see here I'm at 6%. I'm not even going to wait out the full regeneration because I don't want him to launch out his SP2. So I have a good like 25% on that regeneration, but 6 to 21%. So I get 15% just on the regeneration at base. And then I think I get another 15% including block damage after refreshing the regeneration. So it's actually really good, especially when you consider the fact that I do have the poison from Liquid Courage on, reducing my healing. It's a pretty good amount of healing. So I'm back up to 37%. Now, in theory, what that means is that if you were using Goldpool and you had him awakened, you could maybe rock the Heimdall synergy if you wanted to use him for Gimme, wait up to an SP3, drop below 35%, let that regen bring you up all the way, drop below 15%, and then proc your SP3 using the Heimdall synergy to make sure you don't die. It'll put you back up above 30%, and then you can just end the fight from there if it hasn't ended the fight already. Or maybe revive him or small revive and then kind of push forward. It's a nice little value there for healing. But as always, that is Goldpool. There's nothing like amazingly crazy. Again, I think the biggest value for this guy, I'll say, is probably in the regeneration as a potential meme for Gimme. It's not the most amazing, but it's nice. The second is his synergy. That is the reason why I wanted him with Nick Fury. And then finally is that taunt. That taunt is actually legitimately a solid utility that is usable and valuable. And I hope one day in the future I'll have a one-shot of the Cap Infinity War with Deadpool, just kind of like flex and show the value of taunt. As always, though, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.